Obstacles. We all face them. From the moment we take our first steps, life greets us with challenges. Some are small, testing our patience, and others are larger, threatening to break our spirit. But here's the truth: obstacles aren't meant to defeat us. They are meant to shape us, to build resilience, and to reveal the strength we never knew we had. The nature of obstacles. Imagine you're standing at the foot of a mountain. The path ahead is steep, uneven, and filled with uncertainties. Many would look at the challenge and turn away. Some might make a few attempts but give up halfway. And then there are those who, despite the difficulty, find a way to keep climbing. It's not that the path is easier for them. It's not that they don't feel fear or fatigue. What separates them is their mindset, the understanding that the obstacle isn't the end, but a part of their journey. Life is very much like this mountain. The obstacles we face come in many forms: fear, failure, financial difficulties, self-doubt, or external forces beyond our control. But they all share one thing in common: they present us with a choice. Do we let them stop us, or do we let them fuel us? The power of perspective. The most important tool you can have when facing obstacles is perspective. How we view the challenges before us will determine how we respond. When we see obstacles as roadblocks, they can become paralyzing. But when we see them as opportunities for growth, they transform into stepping stones. Take a moment to reflect on some of the obstacles you've already overcome in life. Perhaps at the time, they seemed impossible. But now, looking back, you can see how each challenge taught you something invaluable. Maybe it built your patience, your creativity, or your persistence. Each obstacle carried a lesson, even when it was difficult to see in the moment. Think of Thomas Edison, who famously failed thousands of times before finally inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, Edison simply stated, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His perspective on failure wasn't one of defeat but of learning. And this mindset was his greatest asset. Embrace the process, not just the outcome. One of the most challenging aspects of overcoming obstacles is our focus on the outcome. We often get so fixated on where we want to be that we lose sight of the process. The truth is, the journey is just as important as the destination. Every time you push through adversity, you become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. It's important to remind yourself that every small victory matters. The first time you face a challenge, it may feel like you're taking tiny, insignificant steps. But those steps add up. Each time you rise after falling, each time you persist when things get tough, you're building the foundation for your success. Obstacles are like weights in a gym. They challenge you, push you beyond your limits, but with each repetition, you grow stronger. It's not about lifting the heaviest weight on your first try, it's about showing up and giving your best effort, day after day. The role of failure in overcoming obstacles. Failure is a word that strikes fear into many hearts. It's uncomfortable, painful, and sometimes embarrassing. But failure is not the enemy. In fact, it's one of the most powerful tools for growth. When we fail, we're given the opportunity to learn. Think about it this way: every failure brings you one step closer to success. It's not a sign that you're incapable, it's a sign that you're in the arena, trying, learning, and growing. Failure isn't something to be feared, it's something to be embraced. Every obstacle you face carries the possibility of failure, but it also carries the promise of growth. Take a moment to reframe your relationship with failure. Instead of seeing it as something to avoid, see it as a necessary part of the process. After all, no one who has achieved greatness has done so without facing failure along the way. The importance of resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. It's not about avoiding challenges, but about how you respond to them. Resilience is built over time, through experience, and through a willingness to face obstacles head-on. When we talk about overcoming obstacles, resilience is at the heart of it. It's what allows us to keep going when things get tough. It's what enables us to rise after we've fallen. And it's what pushes us to try again after we've failed. The good news is, resilience is something you can cultivate. It starts with a mindset shift, recognizing that challenges are a part of life and that you have the strength within you to face them. It's about developing healthy coping mechanisms, like self-care, positive thinking, and asking for support when needed. But most importantly, resilience is about self-belief. It's about trusting that no matter what obstacles you face, you have the ability to overcome them. You've done it before, and you can do it again. Finding strength in community. While much of the work of overcoming obstacles is internal, it's important to recognize that you don't have to do it alone. In times of difficulty, community can be a powerful source of strength. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who believe in your potential, and who encourage you to keep going when the going gets tough. Share your struggles, your failures, and your victories with those who understand and support you. We're not meant to face life's challenges in isolation. Whether it's family, friends, mentors, or even a like-minded community online, the people around you can provide valuable perspective and support when you're facing obstacles. Sometimes, all it takes is a few words of encouragement to remind you that you're not alone on this journey. The role of patience and persistence. When you're in the middle of a difficult challenge, it can be tempting to want instant results. But overcoming obstacles takes time. It requires patience, persistence, and an unwavering belief that you'll get to where you need to be, even if it doesn't happen overnight. One of the most valuable lessons you can learn on the path to overcoming obstacles is the power of persistence. It's not about always being strong or fearless, it's about continuing to move forward, even when the path is unclear. Remember, progress isn't always linear. There will be setbacks, detours, and moments when you feel like giving up. But as long as you keep showing up, you're moving closer to your goals. Persistence is the bridge between failure and success. Facing fear, the first step toward overcoming. Fear often acts as a powerful barrier to progress. It whispers doubt into our minds, making obstacles seem larger than they are. Whether it's fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of the unknown, the emotion is universal. We all experience fear, but what differentiates those who overcome obstacles from those who remain stuck is how they respond to that fear. Think of fear as a warning system, signaling that you're stepping outside your comfort zone. And stepping outside that zone is essential for growth. If you stay where you're comfortable, you'll never test the limits of what you can achieve. Remember, growth doesn't happen in the safe, familiar places, it happens when you stretch beyond what you know. Acknowledge the fear. It's natural to be afraid when facing obstacles, but ignoring or suppressing fear doesn't help. In fact, it makes the challenge seem more overwhelming. Instead, acknowledge your fear. Understand where it's coming from and why it exists. Often, fear comes from a place of wanting to protect ourselves, from disappointment, pain, or failure. Once you understand its source, you can begin to address it. Fear is not your enemy. It's a signpost, showing you where you need to grow. When you see it that way, fear loses its power to stop you. Take small steps forward. Overcoming fear doesn't mean eliminating it, it means acting in spite of it. Start by taking small steps. Sometimes, the obstacles we face seem so big that they feel insurmountable. But by breaking them down into manageable pieces, they become more approachable. For example, if you're an entrepreneur facing financial challenges, your fear might be rooted in uncertainty about sustaining your business. Instead of being paralyzed by the fear of losing everything, start by addressing the immediate concerns, cut unnecessary costs, seek advice, or develop a new strategy. Each small step you take moves you closer to overcoming the larger obstacle. The role of mindset in overcoming obstacles. Your mindset, the way you perceive yourself and the world, plays a critical role in overcoming obstacles. A growth mindset, a term popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. People with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than threats. On the other hand, a fixed mindset, which assumes that abilities are static and unchangeable, tends to limit progress. With a fixed mindset, people are more likely to give up when they encounter obstacles because they believe their success is dependent on talent or intelligence alone. Shift your mindset from fixed to growth. See challenges as opportunities. Each obstacle is a chance to learn something new, develop a skill, or grow in resilience. When you approach challenges with curiosity, they lose some of their power to intimidate. Embrace failure as part of the process. Failure is not an endpoint, it's a step along the way to success. People who succeed in overcoming obstacles often have a history of failures. The key is that they don't stop when they fail, they learn from it and keep moving. Cultivate gratitude. It may sound counterintuitive, but practicing gratitude during tough times can transform how you experience obstacles. Instead of focusing on what's going wrong, gratitude shifts your attention to what's still going well. This doesn't mean ignoring the problem, but it helps maintain a positive outlook during difficult moments. Building emotional resilience, the foundation for overcoming obstacles. Life is unpredictable, and obstacles can hit us when we least expect it. To navigate these challenges, emotional resilience is crucial. Resilience is the ability to adapt and bounce back from adversity, setbacks, or failures. It's what helps you keep going when things don't go as planned. Here are some ways to build emotional resilience. Develop self-awareness. Understanding your emotional triggers, stressors, and coping mechanisms is key to building resilience. When you're aware of how obstacles affect you emotionally, you can take proactive steps to manage stress and maintain a balanced perspective. Practice emotional regulation. Resilience doesn't mean ignoring negative emotions or pretending everything is fine. It means learning to manage your emotions so that they don't control your actions. Whether through mindfulness, journaling, or talking to a trusted friend, find healthy ways to process your feelings. Stay connected. Building a support network is one of the most important ways to cultivate resilience. When faced with challenges, reach out to those who uplift and encourage you. Sometimes, just knowing that someone else believes in you can give you the strength to keep going. Learn to adapt. The path to overcoming obstacles is rarely linear. It's filled with twists, turns, and unexpected setbacks. Being adaptable means learning to pivot when necessary and finding new solutions when old methods no longer work. Flexibility is key to resilience. Harnessing the power of optimism. Optimism is often misunderstood as blind positivity, but in reality, it's about having a hopeful and constructive outlook. Optimism doesn't mean ignoring obstacles or pretending everything is perfect, it means believing in your ability to overcome whatever challenges come your way. Optimistic people face obstacles with the belief that, in the end, things will work out. This belief doesn't come from wishful thinking, it comes from the confidence that they have the tools, skills, and mindset to handle difficulties. Optimism is empowering because it gives you a sense of control over your situation. When you encounter an obstacle, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? What resources do I have to help me overcome this? How can I reframe this challenge to see it as an opportunity? Reframing setbacks as learning opportunities. In life, setbacks are inevitable. But how you frame these setbacks makes all the difference. Instead of seeing them as failures or dead ends, view them as opportunities for learning and growth. Reframing is a powerful psychological tool that shifts your perspective and helps you respond to challenges with more resilience. For example, let's say you're an entrepreneur who has just lost a significant client. It's easy to spiral into negative thinking, questioning your abilities, feeling discouraged, or even contemplating giving up. But by reframing the setback, you might realize that losing this client opens up space to focus on other, more aligned opportunities, or it teaches you a valuable lesson in client retention and communication. Reframing doesn't change the reality of the obstacle, but it changes your response to it. It empowers you to move forward with a more positive, constructive attitude. Maintaining consistency in the face of obstacles. Consistency is one of the most underestimated tools for overcoming obstacles. It's not about making massive changes overnight, it's about showing up every day, even when things are tough. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum creates progress. When facing a difficult obstacle, it's easy to feel discouraged and lose motivation. But by staying consistent, taking small steps each day, you slowly chip away at the obstacle, until what once seemed impossible becomes manageable. Consider this: a dripping tap may seem insignificant, but over time, those small drops can fill a bucket. The same is true for your efforts. Small, consistent actions accumulate over time and lead to meaningful progress. Consistency is also a powerful antidote to self-doubt. When you show up every day and make progress, no matter how small, you build confidence in your ability to overcome the challenges in front of you. Inspiring stories of overcoming obstacles. Throughout history, we've seen countless examples of individuals who have faced incredible obstacles and emerged victorious. Their stories remind us that no obstacle is too great to overcome, and that with perseverance, determination, and the right mindset, anything is possible. Nelson Mandela, imprisoned for 27 years, Mandela's story is one of remarkable resilience and determination. Despite the obstacles he faced, he emerged from prison with a vision of peace and unity for South Africa. His ability to forgive and lead his country toward reconciliation is a testament to the power of overcoming adversity with grace. J.K. Rowling, before becoming one of the most successful authors in the world. J.K. Rowling faced multiple rejections and personal struggles, including poverty and depression. But she persisted, believing in her story and her talent. Today, her Harry Potter series is a global phenomenon, proving that perseverance in the face of obstacles can lead to extraordinary success. Oprah Winfrey, born into poverty and facing numerous personal challenges, Oprah Winfrey overcame countless obstacles to become one of the most influential media moguls in the world. Her journey is a powerful reminder that with hard work, resilience, and self-belief, we can overcome even the most difficult circumstances. Conclusion: the triumph of overcoming. Overcoming obstacles isn't about never facing challenges, it's about learning to navigate them with courage, resilience, and a sense of purpose. The path forward is often difficult, but it is through these difficulties that we discover our true strength. Remember, every obstacle you face is an opportunity for growth. It's a chance to learn, to adapt, and to become a more resilient version of yourself. Whether you're facing a small setback or a life-altering challenge, know that you have the inner resources to overcome it. With the right mindset, the support of those around you, and a commitment to consistency, there is no obstacle too great to conquer. The journey of overcoming obstacles is one of the most empowering experiences you can have. It strengthens your character, deepens your understanding of yourself, and ultimately prepares you for even greater challenges ahead. So, when obstacles arise, welcome them as teachers. For it is in overcoming them that we find our truest potential. Conclusion: your journey to triumph. At the end of the day, obstacles are a part of life, but they are not the end of the story. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become a better version of yourself. When you face an obstacle, take a deep breath and remember that you have everything you need to overcome it. You are resilient, you are capable, and you are stronger than any challenge that comes your way. So, the next time you find yourself standing at the foot of a mountain, don't shy away. Take the first step. And then another. Before you know it, you'll look back and realize just how far you've come.